everybody. We are here. It is Thursday at 5-ish. We're a little early. We're a little late. We're all over the place.
We're a hot mess. We're a hot mess, but
look, we're still technically in summer. Okay, we're
yeah,
gonna go with technically.
it's not even
still
September
summer.
yet. Yeah.
It's still August, people. What more do you want from us? I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Welcome to Prep Talk Live, episode 95. We are 5 away. 4 more away after this one. 4 more away from the big 00100 episodes. Joining me as per usual is Tup the Urban Prepper. Tup, what is going on? How are you?
Doing pretty good. Working a lot. School is like the kids just started school this week and getting back into that flow. So relearning how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at 6:30 in the morning and readjusting everyone's calendar for that. The kids had a bunch of supplies that they need for school. A lot of the schools, I don't know about yours, but they have different emergency supplies that they incorporate to in like the list of things. But yeah, all in all, it's going pretty good. Just been real crazy busy for sure.
That is fantastic. I just have to real quick, Chuck, the guys joined our show.
We're just the entertainment for Chuck.
We really just are. All we do is interrupt the chat room. Our goal is just to facilitate
the chat room.
We
just read the chat room and we just, as they talk amongst themselves.
Yes. We are still working on the technical glitch that is keeping Tup from actually connecting.
Yeah, I'm shadow banned on our own live stream.
He's dead to all of us. There's something. Restream made a change to their whole studio last week, and it changed the whole design of everything, and it also broke for whatever reason the parent. So I'm gonna spend some time this weekend trying to sort it out.
At least now it shows me the toggles that I normally click to have it go on the channels, but it wouldn't save, it wouldn't do anything with them. So that's better than it was last week.
This is how I'm slowly trying to peel off Tup's audience.
Yes.
It's just, we got this thing and then now he can't pair, and the only way you can watch it is by watching my channel. That's the whole master plan. 95 episodes.
Yeah.
And it is finally taking it.
That's pretty strategic, and you're playing the long game on that one.
So speaking of school, so we're gonna make this one short. It's a Thursday. We wanted to jump on and say hi. We figured back to school week for everybody, so we do a little back to school prepping conversation, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna talk about next week. I don't know what that is yet. So your kids actually have emergency supplies. Our kids pretty much got like a school supply list that was like bring in like paper towels and like wipes for the classroom, and then like paper and pencils, and that was pretty much it for them.
I had to go full on prepper shopping. Like they go to a little private school, and they have like I spent like $140 on all like the supplies.
Holy cow!
It's like office
GPSs and satellite phones. Like what's that?
Yeah, it's like standard stuff: paper, peaches. They have to have scissors. They have to have a certain brand of pencils. They have to have certain type of markers, certain this and that, holder thing for it, big erasers, glue, all the arts and crafty type stuff. But then they also have this section for emergency preparedness supplies, which that I liked that part of it. And then it was based off of like the first letter of your last name, and like for like A, B, C, you had to bring this, and then the other ones, and it was all like stuff for like if they had to bunker in place for a little bit. And it's mostly like
tourniquets and solar panels.
Yeah, they had to bring Band-Aids, and there was some like first aid type stuff, but also a lot of it's more like that comfort food type thing. So it was pretty cool though that they have that.
So it's more kind of like snack related, like in case we are here for an extended period of time.
Yes,
everybody can have snacks until parents arrive.
Yes, exactly. Like so, if they had to bunker in place for a few days type thing, they would have supplies for that. In addition to like a first aid type stuff, but they didn't have any multi-tools or flashlights in their emergency kits.
no knives, no
knives, but they do have a little bug out bag style backpack in each of the classrooms that has some of that kind of stuff though too. From what I haven't done an exam, and there's no PDF on it yet.
Yeah,
I offered to redesign it for them, but we ended up there.
Yeah, our kids are moving from charter school to full on regular public school,
Yes.
and so they used to have these like emergency buckets in their classrooms
Hmm.
that had some emergency supplies for the kids, and then also I had emergency kits that I packed in their backpacks with them for in case it was a few hours or whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
Now the schools are much closer to our house, so we don't have as much like we could walk to them very easily. Our commute went from like a half an hour each way or 45 minutes to go take them to school every day, each direction, to now it's like 6 minutes to one school and 10 minutes to the other school. So it's made a huge difference in just distance from our house and proximity. Um, but I don't know. I know that the school district has emergency kits and supplies for the like regular schools. They don't include the charter schools, which is so sweet of them. As if the charter school students don't count particularly.
Hmm.
But I haven't actually checked with the district to see like what the emergency supplies are actually at the schools for that.
Yeah. Yeah. My son's going to high school now, so uh, he's has a different backpack set up, and he's starting to build that up a little bit. I mean, we can't bring knives and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
he does have he has a soft ballistic panel in there,
Yep.
and those kind of prepper like type things in there. But I need to expand it a little bit further. But we're still he wants to get a locker so he doesn't have to lug as much stuff around. But I guess he's on some waiting list for it. Anyway,
Yeah. The lockers are a new. Both of the kids got lockers this year, but there's different like expectations with the backpacks. So a
yeah,
lot of our planning that was like, oh, okay, we'll plan and have stuff in your backpacks because you'll have it with you in your classroom.
yes,
The middle school kids basically have to leave their backpacks in their lockers all day. They can go visit it like at lunch and whatever, but they don't bring it with them to class. And then the high school, they have lockers, but apparently most of the kids don't even use them to the point where like they assign them to freshmen, but sophomores, juniors, and seniors actually have to like use a QR code to sign up for a locker if they
oh
even
wow,
want one.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I was just doing some research on. I don't even know what's the best lock for school lockers now. Like this is, because I know back in the day we used to have our master lock, and I know that some people could break into those. But I guess anything you have in school probably shouldn't be that valuable anyway.
yeah,
But
well, if they're
I may
watching
end up
the
trick. Yeah, I may want him to trick out his locker for some supplies too.
have some sort of like a Raspberry Pi. Like we could put that like that Raspberry Pi computer internet thing
Yeah,
in there so that there's a thing he could just have
that's a good
Wi-Fi
idea.
in
I
the
wonder
school
if the locker would serve as kind of like a Faraday cage.
Faraday cage.
Maybe.
We really are prepping nerds,
Yeah, we
aren't
could
we?
have like some Velcro. We could leverage the Velcro, or have a Canadian prepper bug out roll. So,
Molly webbing on the
yes,
inside,
yeah,
and
Molly webbing in the locker. Actually, that'd be
yeah,
kind of cool.
he could bribe the other locker, like his locker neighbors, to like use space in their lockers as well.
You could probably have
Um,
like a motion activated light in there if you really want to. That
mhm,
sticks up on the top. The
yeah,
Molly webbing or Velcro. Man, I haven't had a locker for as
yeah.
long as I've been a prepper. And now that sounds like a cool, fun project. I like it.
I love the brainstorm. Like this channel really is
It's more of
like
a brainstorming session.
the
Yeah.
the chat room and our brainstorming sessions is really all that this. And like there was a period where we talked about like t-shirt designs, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
We don't even do that anymore. Now we just talk about like fun ideas for
Great
prepping
ideas.
things.
Yeah.
So in the chat, there's a lot of stuff around the school calendars and things like that, and computers and things like that. Are you? Do your kids get like Chromebooks and technology as part
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
class and stuff?
my daughter has a little. Does she have a Chromebook? She did. My son has, they have iPads that they use for all their stuff now at
Mhm.
there, and so now he wants that tricked out with different accessories. So I gotta buy that. But I don't. My daughter's not using a Chromebook. My son did last year when he was in middle school. But
Yeah,
uh, yeah, but she's just more old school, just the normal books.
yeah. They got so our kids both got Chromebooks this year. This is the first year they both got Chromebooks, um, and they are amazingly locked down.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, you can't do
in
anything on those things.
Yeah, like I just tried to add. We have other email accounts through Gmail and whatever, and I wanted to just add a Gmail account, like in the browser. Just
Yeah.
it's not an app or anything. Just add it in the browser, and you couldn't even get to the sign in. You
Yeah.
couldn't do anything. So it kind of has made. I have to think about kind of how useful then that Chromebook really is going to be versus their phones, which have data and then you can have everything there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
my son has the iPad and it's locked down. Like you can't do anything on that thing except it for
yeah,
school. He has his iPhone, which is not as locked down. Yeah, we actually new thing is the other day he's 14 now, and so I'm like, hey, we should maybe if we did our first driving lesson the other day, which was a lot of fun, even though so we
wait,
found this empty.
driving lesson. He's not even. Is he even a teenager yet?
He's a teenager, yeah.
Okay, all right,
So
okay.
next year, technically, he could get his learning permit. So we had some good father son bonding. He wasn't ready. He didn't know that was coming, but I found this parking lot at a baseball field. And yeah, so we did that. And of course, the one time that I have him drive the car, like the thermostat just went all the way up. I'm like, crap. And so then $1,000 later, I had to get that fixed. Uh, but yeah, so yeah, the kids are growing up, and he's next thing I know, he's going to be driving, and I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I feel like we need to give like maybe one of the things is like kid driving preps. Because yeah, so mine is about to get his permit, and so we're starting to think about vehicle options for him
Yeah,
to have to work on, like to learn on, and then have for as much as he's going to drive. But thinking about if there are special preps that would be more appropriate for teenage drivers
yeah,
than
um,
necessarily like an adult driver.
yeah. I have a lot of jeez. I mean, I have a lot of vehicle preps in my car for
Well, that's
emergency and
true.
roadside assistance and stuff. I'm trying to think if there's like something specific for teenagers. I don't.
Air tags everywhere.
Well, yeah, I have AirTags all over. I'm Mr. AirTag now. It's uh, yeah,
um,
no, I'm totally gonna be tracking him when he's driving all over with those things.
yeah, there was. I think also too, like with the new. Did your kids change schools this year, or are they still at their same school?
My son changed schools, so my
So things
daughter's
like
yeah.
yeah, like the meetup spots. Like okay, if there's a emergency or something, like where do we go to meet up, and where is some of that sort of stuff. That all changed this year too for us.
Yeah, we have to the school that he went to previously that my daughter's still at is it's much better on like their evacuation procedures and their
Mm-hmm.
security and like that school's on total like they could with the press of a button lock every single door and there's cameras all over the place. I've it passed the test. It passed the urban prepper test for security and stuff. But the high school, I think there's room for improvement there. And I don't know where the evacuation routes are for there. So that's stuff that we have to dive into.
Oh, yeah, because I'm thinking about like our carpool stuff and everything. Like we all had we had it kind of down to a science, because we were there for 8 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And now with this new, not only are the schools bigger, but the population of the schools, like my son's freshman class is 200 kids larger than the entire school that they were both at
Wow.
for like 8 years. So it's just the size and scale of everything is significantly bigger. And so I've been thinking about like, okay, what do we need to like review and think about so that while they're at school, if something were to happen, if we needed to get them, like what does all of that look like? And what do
Yeah,
we
I
need
should
to do?
probably. Yeah, I need like a maybe it's not a bug out bag. Maybe we something with a locker, but like a grab and go module that could be added to a school backpack for like evacuation emergency type things. Maybe that's an option to need to explore.
Yeah. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I like that when we meet. I figured all these things I need to do.
yeah. We always come up with
Preparedness wise.
a list of all of the things.
It's
Um,
hard being because I'm like a lone wolf prepper in the house. No one else is really. My wife does the canning and stuff, but it's not. This isn't a, a communal project. It's all me and yeah. Now there's new possibilities with high school and with lockers, and I have to rethink strategies and stuff.
I think the other thing that's interesting is we've had a lot of there's been a lot of ADHD conversation in our house for the last couple of years, and it's interesting because our daughter was diagnosed with it. But in working with her and her support team to try to figure out how to help her and make her more successful and everything, um, my wife and I have both realized that we likely also have ADHD and just were never, like diagnosed or anything like
Mhm.
that. But when like I think about like there's so many prepping ideas and projects that will just come up, be like, oh, this is a great idea. Oh, this is a great idea. Oh, let me work on half of that project. Oh, wait, now let's go over here. I was looking in my office and I was like, maybe this weekend I should just take some time and actually just like finish some of the stuff that I have going on in my office and try to like
Yeah,
knock some of that out.
yeah,
Um, but anyway, that was to go to say. Now with the kids doing, everything that they're doing, like family calendaring and family to-do lists and family, checklists and all that sort of stuff seems to have taken a much. It's going to be more important in our daily life than it was previously. As I've seen a lot of people talking about, like the school calendar. It's like we used to have a school calendar. It was one calendar. Now we have two different calendars. We've
yeah.
got football games and pep rallies and choir concerts and just everything everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. When reflecting, like I with my son, he's a freshman now. I basically have four years before he's off, and he has to have to take on the prepper mantle
Yeah,
solo at that point. So I have 4 years left to get that. So he's off and running by himself. So, uh, yeah, kind of crazy times. I don't get to tell. I got to use my fire extinguisher the other day, which was cool for
did you? Oh,
yeah,
this is
for
very exciting. This is very
grease
exciting.
barbecue grease fire, and I was so
Okay.
excited because I was when you cook the ribeyes, they're a little extra fatty, and so I had this big kind of grease fire happening, and my wife is freaking out. Oh no! And I was like, oh, which one do I get to use? Because I was like, I had like a few, I had a few that I've been meaning to test just for that purpose, and the one I did it
Which
worked
one did you
really.
go with?
Well, I used one of those. I have those little cans, like kind of like the aerosol looking can
Uh
stuff.
huh.
What's the brand that I had? I'll have to look it up while we're talking. But just, I had like three different kind of those, in addition to like more of a hardcore, humongous fire extinguisher for kitchen fires. But I used the tiny can. It did a great job, I thought. So I was so
Did you
excited.
did you try like using the tiny can to like show that the fire was going down, but not put it all the way up so it could reignite, and you could use another one and just
Well,
kind of
it's
test them
kind of
all?
yeah. When those emergencies happen, like yeah, I'm usually calm during that, but other people are you're gonna burn the house down. Hurry, hurry, hurry. So I just went fast and took care of the situation, and then
Look
so
at you taking control.
I wish I would have had a camera there ready to go so I could say, okay, here we go. And
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
um,
So those things are yeah, those are awesome. Those things, and I always look forward. I look forward to barbecue fires.
or to setting fire. All
Yes,
right. Well, that's great for every arsonist everywhere to know.
yeah.
That's
Did you salvage the barbecue? Yeah, yeah. We'll have to clean it now because I don't know.
because you've
It
got
probably
fire extinguishers.
I got fire
That's
extinguisher
powerful.
on it. So, but it's been. I think that was the reason why I had the grease fires because it was probably cooked one too many times this year.
Did you salvage the steaks?
The steaks made it. Yeah, they were a
Okay.
little they were a little charred, but I
All
like
right.
I kind of like that extra little
You
char.
like a
Not
crispy
extra.
ribeye?
I like a little char on it. I don't want it like a microwave style or air fryer style steaks. I want like a little black is good for me. So.
You're not into the boiled. You're
No,
into like let me make sure that it's very crunchy.
yeah. Yeah, I've never had to use the fire extinguisher in the house yet, and I have one. I have a couple in the car or two, and I've been waiting for those moments. So,
Hmm. Yeah, the yellow powder gets into everything.
and no one, I
Yeah,
don't get to talk to anyone else in like my day to day lives. So I'm glad that you and I get to talk about these kind of things that get me happy and excited for actually using preps.
anytime I can get you excited, Tuck, that
Yes,
is really I think a win for all of us.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, the
I
yellow
love
powder.
it when there's like when I have the prep for the emergency, even the minor emergency. It's even if it's a Band-Aid. I like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good feeling.
did the spray, was it like the yellow powder ones, or did it have some other like thing
Yeah,
that came
yeah,
out?
it's kind of like the yellow powderish one.
Okay.
But it did a great job. I thought. I was debating on using because I have one of the fire blankets too, the ones that you pull down and
I
drape
was
on it.
just gonna ask you if
Yeah,
you. What about the blanket?
I didn't use it for this one, but I'm
Okay.
excited to use it for. I think I'm gonna. I like the spray for outside, and I think for
Yep.
inside, I'd probably want to use the blanket. Uh, Again, this was a split second decision, and I went
Fair.
I went for that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
blankets. I'm so conflicted about the blankets because I really want the blankets to work because I think they're a fantastic idea. But I see them like rebranded from
yeah,
like from Chinese websites and things, and a lot of times like the document envelopes that you would get that are like, oh, this is like a fireproof document envelope, and
I
then
did a
they show
video on
like
that.
somebody on YouTube takes it and throws it in a fire, and it just absolutely incinerates and provides absolutely no protection.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I did a video on those a while back, and the it's those things are just for like heat protection. Like they're not fire. Uh, like so, there's supposed to be stuff that for the documents that you would keep in a safe, and the
yeah,
safe would protect it from the fire, and that little thing, the
uh-huh.
would
The
protect it from
bag.
the heat of it and stuff. Because if the safe is on fire, technically, still all the stuff on the inside will burn down. Uh,
Oh, so the idea is that the inside of the safe would get so hot that it would still incinerate
Yeah, it would still
the
incinerate,
paper.
yeah. So it's
God.
so what I did is that I tested it by, yeah, putting it in the oven, like on broil or something. It really pissed off
Yeah.
my wife at the time, but,
Yeah.
uh, who, by the way, I might get my office may get stormed in a little bit here,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, and that's how I tested it. It melts all like there's like a rubbery type thing on the outside of it, and that gets melted.
Mhm.
But the documents inside are protected from it. But yeah, those things are totally not like it's real misleading on how they advertise those.
Okay. Yeah, because I kept thinking it was fire resistant, which is what it
Yeah,
says
that's what it says. Yeah,
everywhere. But then I see everyone posting videos of them just going up in flames. I was like,
yeah,
okay, these are the most worthless, scammy thing I've ever seen.
yeah.
And so I've been very hesitant about the blankets because I feel like if they work, like I would just put them everywhere. Like that would be fantastic. Everybody could use them.
Yeah.
But if they don't actually work, then all it's going to do is make the fire,
I
feel
think those things would smother it pretty good. But yeah, it would, a big fire, I'm sure you'd be able to burn it, but as long as it's really covers it, I think it's just supposed to get all the air out. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I've seen some of them. Like, there's a brand that does them like ads on TV for them, and so I'm like, okay, if they're actually doing
I haven't seen
ads,
those too. Yeah,
then I would think those at least are probably okay. Not that everything you see on TV works exactly as it's supposed to, but like I feel like there is a certain level of credibility that you would have to have in order to
yeah.
advertise like that. All right. Next time, let's see.
Test out one of these dock bags outside. I do. I have a video on that.
Yeah, he set it on fire.
Yeah, I set it
He's
on
the
fire.
video that I watched.
I threw it in the fire pit, and
Yeah,
I had like I had fake currency in there, and those that all got burnt too.
yeah, everything got toasted.
Everything got burnt. Yeah,
I was like, okay, well, this
yeah.
is a thing I never need
Don't
to buy.
trust those things for like how they promote them. There, it's misleading.
Yeah. um, cool. All right. Well, everybody, sadly, well,
This is
fortunately,
this
sadly,
really flew by really quick.
yeah,
I have a dinner that I'm supposed to be at in 27 minutes, and it's
exactly. So we
20
wanted
minutes
to
away. So,
jump on. We've had kind of our hiatus. We're trying to do better, but at least
well,
jumping on
we
once a
made it through
week,
the
even
summer.
if
We
it's
made it
quick.
through.
We made it through the summer. We'll be on our probably our Wednesday cadence here again in the
Yeah, I
next
think we're
couple
going
of
to get
weeks.
back
We'll
to that.
figure that
Except
out.
the 18th is the one I had a conflict on, but I think most of the other ones I'm good at. Yeah,
Yeah,
Caitlin. Yeah, my wife was upset about stinking up the oven.
yeah. And I have Tut's special bat phone number that his
Yes,
wife uses.
yes.
So anytime I need to, excite him, I can text him and we can coordinate. So
Yeah.
we are figuring all of that out.
You have your people contact my people, and we'll get
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll sort it out. In the meantime, thanks for joining, everybody. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, although I think most of the people that are here already probably have. But if you're new and you haven't, definitely go ahead and do that. We will figure out what's wrong with Tup's channel and all of this and get that sorted out.
Yeah, let's get that worked out for the next one.
And and we'll see you next week.